What is up, everyone? This is Anthony, aka motherfucking Anthony's World. We are in Paradise Studios. We are about to drink some bomb whiskey and talk to my good friend. I've actually only known him for a few months, but we're from the same neck of the woods-ish. Same neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah,
ago, right?
It does. It's been an awesome experience, but I call him Chad Arena, so you might hear me refer to him as Chad Arena. But I'm gonna let him introduce himself. We got the motherfucking myth, the legend, fucking Chad. What's up, gangster?
What's up, man?
So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Go ahead, just give him a little spill.
So my name is Chad Propst. Like he said, I'm from same neck of the woods as him. I'm from McGee, Mississippi, a little town. Don't blink. Kind of the same setup, not quite as beachy where I'm from,
Oh, yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
That's a little more hillbilly neck of the woods.
A lot of privacy, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's good stuff. So, let's get started off with this. This is going to be fun. Hold on. I gotta introduce the whiskey. I chose this whiskey to, I guess the bottles are here, to drink with my guy. This is Project XX because I feel like Chad's a motherfucking project. Chad is a motherfucking project. 100%. It's got the fingerprint, man, and he's one of the dopest motherfuckers I've ever met, and he's made up of a lot of fucking cool shit, and that this bottle represents that because this bottle is made up, it's actually really cool. So this fingerprint, there was only a certain amount of people involved in making this. They're the only ones that know the recipe. That is all of their fingerprints combined.
Oh, damn. That's dope, man.
Yeah, so I was like, this is kind of a cool bottle. This is Experimental Series number 2. It's just a really, really cool fucking bottle. And, I kind of related to you because it's got this, like fingerprint shit, and it's like, kind
of mysterious, right?
Yeah, kind of a little crazy, and especially when you taste it. So
I like it. Well, let's give it a taste.
Let's give it a taste, man. Cheers, my dude.
Cheers. That's good.
Right?
Smooth, yeah.
It's good stuff. So let's get started in this. So, my guy. All right, you've been around here for a few months, and
yeah, you crazy motherfuckers, man.
I know, right? Holy shit. And we're actually working together in a business that we've been. It's actually how I met you. And it's the ATM business. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, let's see what we can actually do. And a lot of people, they already know you might be in the ATM business just because of everyone I'm talking to. I always mention Chad Arena, the Chadster, whatever you want to call him. And but I want to get to know you a little better.
Absolutely.
So, if you don't mind, how old are you, man?
I'm 33. I'll be 34 July 22nd.
Nice. Did you graduate high school?
I did, man.
Good job.
Barely,
I know people from McGee, Mississippi don't really graduate. And I can say that because I don't.
I'm telling you, bro. So I had 11 people in my graduating class.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, bro. So
Good job
we
for
were
you.
all best friends except for one.
Nice. I love it. What'd you do after?
It's crazy, man. I bounced around a lot. I tried the college thing at first.
What'd you go for, if you don't mind me asking?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Sounds about right.
Kicked around the whole time, man. I had a good time. A lot of good memories, I went to college, got my generals, messed around. After that, man, I joined the military, man. I didn't
So
know.
when did you finish that college section?
I want to say around 2007, I think it was my first little round.
So how old were you?
23, 22, something like that.
So you joined the military when you were how old?
23.
23.
Yep.
I like to build a timeline for people. I want to build that timeline for people to follow and see what's going on.
Yeah, I was like 22 or 23, man, and I had one of my best friends still to this day. His name's Richie Morgino. Shout out to him. He's a good buddy of mine, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, man. I just had no clue. You know what I mean? And
do you still?
Not really.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
To be honest with you, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man.
None of us do. None of us do.
So, he came to me and he was like, look, man, I was working as a diesel mechanic then. Everybody that knows me knows I love trucks, man. And I met him, dude, and he was like, look, met up with him one day and he was like, look, man, let's go talk to a recruiter, see what we can do. So I went and talked to a recruiter, man, and the next thing you know, off to basic training I went, man.
How long after that? How long after you talked to the recruiter did it take for you to go to basic training?
Probably 2 months. They told me I was 262 pounds.
So you had to lose some weight.
Oh yeah, I had to lose some weight. I'm not saying I was fat, but I was fluffy.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
Yeah.
So you went from high school, one of 11, you said? Mm-hmm. Then you went on to go to college.
Yep.
And then you became a diesel mechanic. Mm-hmm. And then you went into military.
Yep.
Now I got a question. Mm-hmm. Was basic training as hard as they make it out to be?
You know what's funny, man? You know, a lot of people rag on you know, I was in the Air Force, right? And a lot of people rag on the Air Force. And it really, you know, basic training is tough, but it's a mental game, I guess, like everything else. You know what I mean? It's 8 weeks. It's absolute fucking hell. There's no way around it. But, you know, it's one of those things you got to mentally prep before you go, you know? You kind of get numb to it, you know what I mean?
You have to be in the right mindset.
Yeah.
Right mindset.
But to answer your question, yes, it was fucking hard.
Now, here's a question that I've always, you know, been curious about, because I almost joined the military.
Mm-hmm.
I almost went.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Yeah, I almost went to National Guard, just because I didn't know what I was doing. I was 18. I didn't know what I was doing either. I'm not gonna say that I'm glad I didn't. I'm not gonna say I'm glad I you know what I mean? Like I'm negative towards it.
There's positive
Part of
negatives,
me
man.
wished I did it. Part of me still to this day really wishes I did it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I would have learned a lot, and it would have taught me a lot and everything like that. But if you were to go back and do basic now, would it be harder or easier?
Most definitely. I would say
Easier?
no. Well, maybe on different spectrums. Maybe harder because I'm older.
And you have kids.
Yeah, and I have kids.
But easier on the physical, you think?
I would think more on the mental.
Really?
I'm in a different mental mind frame than I was then. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I think about that, man. I think those are times I'll never forget, you know, like, you know, thinking back, you know, going through basic, and, you know, you just keep telling yourself, I got to get through it. It's going to be worth it, you know? And it is worth it, man. When you get out, you do some amazing shit, man. You get to travel the world. I've seen so many different places of the world, man. And it was all because of that little decision I made to sign that dotted line, you know?
How many countries have you been to, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, gosh, man, I don't know. I've been to Greece. I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Germany. I've been to Korea. All over, man. Egypt was one of the cool things.
That's what I was going to ask you next. What was the coolest country that you've been to? Like, maybe two questions. What was the coolest country you've been to, appealing on the eyes, and then people-wise?
Probably. I really enjoyed the UK. I was over there for a while. The food sucks, but other than that, it was cool. You know,
They got good liquor though, don't they?
They do, man. I got to see Stonehenge. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. But honestly, man, like Egypt was cool. We flew over Egypt, man, and the ramp door on the plane was down. You could see the pyramids. It was fucking cool.
That's fucking epic, dude.
Yeah, dude. It was sick.
That's epic. How long were you in the military?
10 years.
10 years, bro. Thank you for your service, man. Much
that, man.
fucking appreciation, dude. That's fucking dope. I love it. So, you know, you did the whole basic thing. And when you got out of basic, like, what was your mindset then? Like, were you like, oh, fuck, I don't like this shit, I'm done with it? Or were you like, damn, this is cool. Like, this is, like, what I was put here to do?
To be honest with you, man, like when I got out of basic, I was pretty gung-ho. Like, I was like, this is cool. Let's get this shit started. You know what I mean?
So you were happy?
Yeah, I was, man.
You made the best decision.
You get this coin when you graduate basic, man, and your TI instructor.
Still have it?
Yeah, I still have it.
Love it.
And he's been whipping your ass the entire 8 weeks you're there, you know, and he hands you that coin, and he calls you an airman. You know, welcomes you to the military. You're not a piece of shit anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a cool experience, like going from, you know, a guy that you like fear, you know what I mean, to somebody that is now like your teammate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's the quarterback, but he's still a teammate.
Absolutely. He runs shit around here. You know what I mean? And he knows it. But, you know, it's cool. It's cool.
So is it easy to say you like planes?
I love planes.
Yeah.
I love planes.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about like a plane?
Just them as a whole, man. Like it really just depends. So like I love the C-17. It's a cargo plane, but I'm a real big component of the A-10 Warthog. It's a fighter plane, assault plane. They're talking about decommissioning it, taking it out of the inventory. But dude, it's the coolest plane. It's the only plane that can get like 50 foot off the ground and do its job. It's sick, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's sick.
I love it. So you did that, and you know, and then we're gonna go a little further past that. You know, you did the military, which is fucking awesome. and then you became an entrepreneur. You know,
Yep.
I want to spend more time on the entrepreneurship because, let's be real, mostly everyone here is, you know,
Interested.
yeah, this camera and this camera, everyone behind those cameras, that's what they're interested in, the entrepreneurship.
For sure.
And I have a lot of people that follow me that are military. I have one of my good friends. He's been military for a long time, and his hardest thing is he's like, man, I don't know how to get out of the military.
He's still in?
Yeah. So, and I'm like, I sit here and I'm like, you know, like I talk to you all the time, and you've done really well for yourself outside of the military. You did really well for yourself in the military. I mean, you wouldn't have been there for 10 years if you.
Oh yeah, dude, I love it.
But then you got out and you built something really amazing for yourself and your family. And so I want to talk a little bit about, you know, when you got out and like kind of what kind of advice do you have for someone that is in the military or just left the military, and how to get your life to that next level?
You know, the funny thing is, you were saying that your friend, he don't know how to get out of the military. You never do, man. Like you never get out of that mindset. You know what I mean? And it's a good mindset to have. You know what I mean? Like it's discipline, it's motivation, it's drive, it's leadership. You know, but it teaches you how to. What the problem is with a lot of people in the military is they don't know how to aim it outside of the military. You know, without being told what to do, they don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So the biggest key when you're getting out of the military and you're looking to start a business or you know, even join the civilian world as a career, you know what I mean, is figuring out what your purpose is and where you can put that purpose and aim that purpose, you know. And I struggle with that, man. I struggled with that for a long time, man. I still do.
I mean, didn't you, after you got out of the military, you went to college, right?
Yep, I did. Yep.
How long?
Quite a while. I was in college before I got
Well, you were actually in college while you were in the military too, weren't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How long into your military did you decide to go to college?
Well, I first started, so I basically, when I was in the military, I had this instructor. His name was Sergeant Robinson. I'll never forget him. You always have a couple people that you'll never forget, man. And he was just a big impact on my life. And the whole reason, he was a big advocate of school. And in the military, you have to go to school or you're not going to progress. It used to be where you could make rank without certain things, but
Yeah, I remember hearing myself about
and now, you know, a lot of people join the military so they don't have to go to school. It's the opposite now, man. Like if you don't have school, you're not going to get good ratings. You're not going to make rank, you know. And the whole reason I dropped out of college was I couldn't pass college algebra. I took that shit 3 fucking times, man. I just couldn't pass it, you know. And he pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. He's like, look, there's no reason you can't go finish a degree. You need to go back to school. The military's paying for it. So he actually allowed me to take classes on my lunch break.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and I mean, it would run him maybe 30 minutes over my lunch break, you know. But I got through the shit, man. And he pushed me and pushed me and pushed me, man. And I would say I got those classes knocked out. So I'd say probably 4 of those years, you know, towards the end is when I really started hitting classes really hard, you know.
So you were in the military for 6 years before you decided to go to school?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And was it due to him, or do you think it was also due to yourself? Did you just think that you were military forever, or did you know you didn't want to be military forever?
I honestly thought I was going to retire.
In the military?
Mm-hmm. I loved it, and I still do. And it would have been a good choice for me if certain aspects of my life wouldn't have played out the way that they did. But a lot of it, man, was because of him, man. I mean, he pushed me. He pushed everybody, man.
I love it.
But, man, he pushed me to go. He was like, look, you got this one class. Let's knock it out.
Pass it.
And
I got it.
Man. I did. I passed. I made a C, but I still passed it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
You know?
What'd you end up going to college for? What'd you get your degree for?
So originally I went to college for nursing. I actually wanted to be a nurse in the Air Force. It's called the NECP program. And I wanted to do that, man. And then I kind of realized towards the end when I got my nursing degree, finished it. I didn't take the exam, but I finished, you know, the degree. And I got to the end and I was like, that's not what I really want to do. I don't think
it's not what you thought it was.
No, and I was like, you know, I don't think I really want to be.
Luckily, you were in the military and you got do-overs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, so I was like, okay, I want to do something. You know, I love exercise. I love working out. Everybody that knows me, you know, knows I love that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to
diesel-loving, lifting motherfucker.
Bro, I love it, bro. He did legs with me this morning, dude. He had to crawl out by his lips. You know what I'm saying? But I realized
this motherfucker's got a saying for everything. He said he crawled out by his lips, man. Look, and he's getting a little lit because you know when Chad gets lit, he starts drinking like this.
Bro, dude. And if you notice,
that bottom lip comes out a little bit.
not specifically with this hat, but on the normal, I have another hat I wear. It's gray. It'll start getting sideways. My wife knows it'll start getting sideways, and when it gets backwards, it's a done deal. You know.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So
what was the question again? I forgot. Where are we going?
I think we were talking about degrees or something.
Yeah. So you realized you didn't want to be in the nursing program.
It kind of hit me. I didn't want to be in the military anymore.
What was your sidetrack? What was your like almost reasoning? Like what was your why? Like why did you not like what changed? Because you just told me prior to that you wanted to retire. So you went from wanting to retire in the military,
clawing at the bits to get
to
out,
not wanting to fucking do it anymore. So what was that reason?
Me.
You?
Yeah. I just couldn't, I didn't need, when I first joined the military, I needed direction. I needed guidance. I needed somebody to tell me what the fuck to do. And I didn't need that anymore. You know, I was out hustling, man. A lot of people don't know this about me, but when I was in active duty, I drove for Uber and Lyft. And
That's
I love
awesome.
that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be out hustling until like 2 or 3 in the morning on the weekends, dude. And I mean, I wouldn't make a lot of money, but I would make an extra couple grand a month.
Yeah.
And I just love that shit. I was trying to hustle, dude. And my first business venture, I was actually wanting to invest in some cars and start like renting that shit out to start, you know, to other Uber drivers.
Love it.
So I was doing that on the side, man. And that's kind of what I did probably the last 6 months before I got out, you know.
Was the getting out process hard?
Yeah, it was.
Not just from the military, but from your perspective, your mindset.
It still is, man. Like, you know, my wife and I were talking the other night, and you know, being an entrepreneur is hard. Everybody knows that. There's nothing easy about this shit, right? So we were talking the other night, and I was like, there are so many aspects about the military that I miss. You know, being taken care of, bro. If you're sick, you just go to the doctor. You know what I mean? You just go to the doctor. You don't have to worry about, you know, scheduling an appointment if they have an opening. If your family's sick, you don't have to worry about insurance, nothing like that, you know? And you don't have to worry about, like, you don't make a lot of money, but you're taken care of. Your whole family's taken care of. They pay for your house. They pay for your insurance.
You have no worries.
No, you have no worries, you know? But you have no life outside of that. You know what I mean? When you're military,
that's the price you pay for that.
Absolutely, 24/7, man. And that's why 1% of the U.S. population join the military.
I didn't know it was that low.
Mm-hmm. It is, man.
Really? 1%.
1%.
Wow.
But
fun fact. I like that. I really did not.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot higher than that.
You know, if you look at like top 10 or 5 most stressful careers, the top 5 is enlisted military personnel. It is one of these most stressful jobs there is, man. I mean, it's because there's so much shit going on, you know, and you're responsible, especially when you make some rank, you're responsible for everybody, man.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I miss it, man. I do, but I'm glad I made the decision, man. It got me where I am today. Still not where I want to be, but, you know, it's all about the climb,
is.
You know?
But, so you changed as a person.
I did.
And now, you know, I know, you're recently married, but y'all were together before that. Yep. Was she with you while you were in the military?
No, she wasn't.
So you met her after the military?
So I've actually
you've known her, right? Right. You knew her. Yep. That's right.
I've known my wife since she was in the 9th grade.
Okay.
She's wonderful.
And what grade were you in?
Probably the 10th grade, 11th grade.
Okay, so it's not that weird.
Yeah, no, she's 30. She's 30, so you know, something like that.
Yeah, y'all are close in age.
Yeah. She's wonderful, man. She's the whole reason that I am who I am today. Like, awesome. She supports me.
I love it.
Every step of the way, man.
Yeah, she got your back.
And she does, man.
Man, she might whip your ass a few times along the way.
100% whip my ass, bro. But you know what? It's fun.
I got my money on her any day of the fucking week.
Absolutely.
I saw her lift legs today. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sit my ass over here.
Come on now.
She's a beast. Mm-hmm. She's a motherfucking beast.
She is, man. She's everything.
You got her, and then you got Chad Arena. Yeah.
You know, I tried to tell you, man. You know, I tried to tell you this morning. You know, it's how it rolls. But I don't know, man.
I love it.
You know,
but another big factor, like I want to get a little so people understand you. You know what I mean? You have a beautiful little girl.
Mm-hmm, I do.
She's 3, right?
Yep.
3, 4. Yeah. So she is 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 33ish now.
Yep, 33.
33ish,
mm-hmm.
and you're in the military for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You said, and you joined the military when you were 21 to 22 or 23. 22?
Yeah.
So you've been out of the military for how long?
About a little over a year now.
So she was born while you were in the military.
Yep.
Did that have a lot of factor on why you left the military?
Yes. I just didn't want to be gone all the time, man. Honestly, when you have a child, it changes you, no matter how you look at it, man.
Dude, I don't care who you are.
But they become everything to you. I don't care how shitty your life is outside of that, man.
Or how good it is.
Yeah, either way, man. When you have a child, like that's your main motivation. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I love it. So then you had this beautiful girl, and then she changed her life, and then you went to college, and I kind of got you sidetracked, but you finished your degree to be
I went to physical therapy
school.
Yep.
That's what I thought. And how long did you do that?
Not very long, to be honest with you. I passed.
Did you enjoy it though?
Yeah, I did, man. I really did. I certain parts of it, I guess, kind of like the military. It was certain parts I enjoyed. I
know there's great money in it.
It was, man. It was good money. It was
probably more money in the military.
Yeah, oh man, shit, that ain't hard to do.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. What I didn't like was, I worked 10-hour shifts. I was gone all day. Yeah, bro. And you come home and you're tired, man. And then you got to try to give what little bit you got left to your family. Yeah. And I didn't like that. Plus, I was building my ATM business while I was doing that.
Oh shit! He just dropped the bomb. He dropped the bomb. ATM business. Yeah. So you were building your ATM business.
Yep. It was now.
Okay. What was your reason for getting into the ATM business? Like, why did you say, like, out of all things, like, I firmly believe that you would be in the somewhat same position you're in now.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Even if it wasn't for the ATM business. I get that backlash a lot. Like, people are like, "Oh, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Forex." Well, motherfucker, I am here, so I don't give a fuck.
That's a mindset.
It's a mindset thing. But number one, I am here, so there's no irrelevant question. Yeah. Like that's a completely irrelevant. Like fuck that shit.
That's right.
But what made you say? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I think the ATM business is great, but man, it's not fucking sexy. No, that is not a sexy business at all. Like that, like to me, like I never even thought of it. Really. But like to me, like
it's a misunderstood business, right?
Yeah, like why? I'm like, why the fuck would who the fuck does ATMs? Like what the fuck? You have to fucking load a big machine. Now I understand why.
And now here we are,
because I do it and I understand it now. But what made you say, you know what? I'm going for the ATM business.
Yeah. Well. So
who did you meet? Did you meet somebody?
No,
I
didn't, man. I'll tell you how I got. So me and my wife, we did some fix and flips. We bought some houses, we flipped them. We long-term rentals, the whole nine. And it's like you're spending $150,000, $200,000 on a house to, when you have a mortgage and things like that, you're making $400 or $500 a month, right? So we were.
The return is very low.
Yeah, man. But it's over the long term, I guess, with real estate, But nonetheless, it's
that's what you want to say.
Yeah, it's like. You buy a house for $150,000, $200,000. That's a lot of capital. You know what I mean? So you're putting out a lot of money to make a decent return. You know what I mean? And I was tired of doing that, man. Like I was so tired of like buying these rentals, dealing with tenants. And we still have a couple of those today, man. But it's like you're dealing with tenants to do what? Make $400 or $500 a month, and then they're tearing your shit up.
It's not worth it.
It's not, man. So it's like I was tired of spending a lot of money to make a decent return. And I was sitting at
not enough to retire on.
No, hell no, man.
Or live off of.
No, man. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. My wife's dad's a contractor. He flips houses. He helped us out a lot with that kind of stuff. And he's really good at what he does, but he works his ass off. You know what I mean? And I remember, man, I was sitting at my mom's house, and it was sometime around Christmas. I just remember there was a Christmas tree up, and I was sitting in front of the fire. And I ran across this. No, I take that back, man. When I first learned about the ATM business, I was at work, right? And I was in Mississippi. We had moved back temporarily to Mississippi to square some stuff away. And I was sitting in my car during break time. And I found this guy. He was like 17 years old. I can't remember his name. And he had 2 locations. One of them was a strip club. He had to get a waiver just to go in the strip club to fill this machine. And he was making
awesome.
Retarded money. Like crazy money, man, for somebody his age, And I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't know nothing about the ATM business.
Was it an ad or something, or was it?
No, man. It come up on because I had a lot of like Chris Cron and a lot of the real estate guys coming up on my YouTube, And he just popped up, man, and it was like passive income, you know. So I was like, let me check this out. So I watched it, and I was like, bro, this is crazy. This dude's just going to the bank, pulling out money, and filling this machine.
Who was it?
I don't remember, man. I really don't. He's not huge on the YouTube scene. He's got a couple videos out there. I haven't seen him in a while, but he was just young. You know what I mean? And he was just killing it in the game, man. And I was like, he's got 2 locations, and he's making more money than I am, working 40 or 50 hours a week. You know? So I went home, I started researching it, and I ran across, you know, a lot of different videos, and I didn't know how it worked. You know, I was like everybody else. I thought the bank owned these things, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, man. And so I started looking into them, and I told my wife, I was like, I don't know how. We were in the process of moving to Colorado, right? And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to make it work. So we moved to Colorado, and I'm like scrambling, man. I'm looking up businesses, you know, 10, 15 businesses a day.
Are you still working at this time?
Yes, I was. Looking up 10 to 15 businesses, calling them on my lunch break, you know, and I would land, you know, I would get 3 or 4 meetings during the week, but it would never end in a close, man. And I was like, man, this is hard, you know, and I kept grinding, and I finally landed my first location, and it was a cash-only nail salon, man. It was making me like $250 a month on a machine.
But you were hyped.
Yeah, I was hyped, dude. I was like so stoked. I remember my wife was sick, man. Like you know, she was laying in the bed, man. And I got home, and I walked in the door, and I had a signed contract in my hand. I was like, hell yeah, like we got this, you know, cash only nail salon. And it ended up making me like $250 a month, man. I paid $2,300 for this machine. And when you do the return on that, like that's ridiculous. Yeah. You know, compared to like real estate that I'm making $400, but I'm $150,000 in the hole.
So you're making about 10% a month.
Yeah, dude. So I was hyped.
Were you using your own cash at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
so you were just recycling cash.
Just recycling.
But you were pure profit, and you were making 10% a month.
Yep, easy, man. You know, I learned a lot from that one contract. And I took that money, man, and I was like, okay, let me think of how many more locations I can get. Let me see what I can do, man. So I was doing the same thing. I was calling, man. And the next thing I know, you know, I have people reaching out to me. Look, I know good spots. I had other ATM business owners calling me, trying to link up with me. And the next thing I know, man, we start doing deals in, you know, all different states, man, you know. So it was a good experience for me. And I love this business, man. Like you know, from my experience, this is the best business venture I've ever done.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you, man.
I got to get some of the beer. You finish with that one first?
Let me sip the soda.
All right. Soda?
Yeah.
I got to get another one, man. This whiskey is strong, and I'm drinking it like because I'm fucking hungry. So I'm drinking it like it's fucking, like I'm just over here and I'm like thirsty. So I got to get another beer.
Let's do it.
So,
you know, it's funny, man. And, you know, a mistake that I made in the ATM business was the whole reason that I'm sitting here with you right now. It's crazy, dude. You know, so I had a couple machines in Mississippi. I have a real good friend of mine that was loading them for me, and you know, he just didn't have the capital anymore, whatever the reason was. He wanted to get out of it, so I was like, I really need to get rid of these. I don't live in Mississippi. I can't fill them.
Yeah.
So I had about 7 or 8 locations in Mississippi around the general area, and I sold 5 of them, and 2 of them I sold to a friend of ours.
Yeah.
And he asked me would I deliver them, you know, and I bring them to you. And, you know, it's crazy, man. It was a mistake that I'd made, and it kind of got me right here, you know. And it's just crazy how
I love it. So I want to get into when you landed that first contract. Do you happen to remember the date?
I just remember it was cold as shit. I don't remember the
Colorado.
day.
Well, it's always cold as Colorado.
Yeah, dude, but it was snowing.
Okay, so it was winter time. How long ago? 1 year?
About a year and a half, maybe 2.
Year and a half? 2?
Yep.
So we're building this timeline. So you went into how long into the it sounds like I want to build a timeline for everyone watching. It sounds like you were like do in the ATM business, entrepreneurship, do first contract, do
motivated,
and then you went like motivated, but you were just like do, and then all of a sudden.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you,
it just took off. It sounded like, because I mean, you know, I don't want to get too much into that, but like it sounds like you went from making $250 a month. I mean, shit, you quit your job and moved your family halfway across the world. Obviously, you built a great fucking business.
You know, I did, man. And it was all because of the hustle, man. Like, you know, I started out, I told my wife, I said, if we can ever get one contract, that's all I need is one. It's like when we got into real estate, I was like, if we can just figure out a way to get one property, it'll turn into more and more and more. Same thing in the ATM business, man. When I got that first contract, I was just crazy motivated, man. And I was doing the same thing. I started calling. You know, I was posting in an ATM Facebook page, man, and I was getting attention on that. People were reaching out to me. I started selling individual contracts. I started selling my blank contracts to people.
So how long did it take for you to go from one contract to quitting your job? Because let's be real, everyone watching wants to just quit their job. Yeah. That's what they want to do.
Well,
I think everyone, not just them watching, but everyone wants to quit their job. So how long did it take you to get to that point to quit your job where you were like, I'm making more money in this, so I need to focus on this? Because there's that breaking point always.
Man, you know, and I hit that breaking point, man, before I even got to that point, like before I even could quit my job. And to be honest with you, the reason I quit my job was because of COVID, man. I got to a point, you know, we were losing business where I was working, man, and it just got to the point where, you know, they were just laying people off. But I remember when they told me that they were laying me off, and he was like, are you going to be okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be. Like, it got to the point where it was costing me money to go to work. You know what I mean? I was already on the verge of quitting.
How long? If you don't mind me asking, like, was it 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year?
I probably quit my job within 8 months.
8 months.
7 to 8 months of starting.
7 to 8 months.
Yep.
So you started a business and was a side hustle.
Mm-hmm. That's all it was.
Side hustle to make more money. And then 7, 8 months later, you quit your job.
Yep.
And then when you, or you know, I mean, you got fired or you quit?
Nope. I quit. Well, they were, I guess, furloughing people, I guess, for lack of a better word. They were laying people off temporarily because of COVID. Right? Yeah. They said we would come back within X amount of weeks, what have you. And basically when they called me back, I just didn't go back. I told them. I did. I take that back. I went back for 2 days.
Yeah, you said, fuck that shit.
I'm out. Yeah.
So you did all this and you built this ATM empire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And how much did you grow when you went full time? Like as a person and as a company? Like did you notice that immediate growth? Like when all of a sudden you're like, okay, mm-hmm. I'm not spending 8 to 12 hours a day at this. Did your company just like all of a sudden just like even grow again?
Dude, so there is nothing in this world as a working class individual, there's nothing in this world more motivating than quitting your job. The day that you can go in and tell your boss, I'm out.
Fuck this shit. I'm done.
Fuck this shit. Yeah. Like, I make more money than you. You know, kiss my ass. I don't need this shit.
I love it.
You know what I mean? And then the day you do that, man, you walk out of there with like
a whole new person.
Man, it feels so good. It's scary as hell, but
fuck,
every day of being an entrepreneur, every day of being a business owner is scary as hell.
Yeah.
You know, I read this quote.
But you get used to them.
You do, man. You get used to it, man, and you learn to live with it, man. But I read this quote one time, and it was like if you know, because there were tons of times I was like, shit, and I still struggle with it, man. You know, it's like, you know, should I quit? Should I keep going? What do I need to do?
Because you go every day without making $1.
You do, man, and that's part of being an entrepreneur, man.
But then you hit a big deal.
Bro, you hit a huge deal, and it's like more than what most people make in a whole year, you know? And it's like you just have to know that when you put positive energy, you get positive energy back, you know?
I love it.
I read this quote one time, man, and it was like if you quit now, you'll be in the same position that you were before you started, and you'll be wishing you were where you are today. And, man, it just kind of stuck with me, man. And it's like, look, like if I were to quit, if I were to stop, if I were to give in and go back to work, you know, it'd be like starting from square one, man. I mean,
so you're like, I love it. You're from fucking McGee, Mississippi.
God, dude.
Fucking one of 11.
Yeah.
Graduating 11. Class. One of 11. To college, to dropping out of college, to a mechanic, to military, to creating a fucking ATM empire. You know what I mean? Like, that is
experience, man.
That's fucking epic, man. That's so great. Like, I love it. I love that you were able to build something like that. You know what I mean? Because, like, dude, that takes fucking balls. Number one, like
it's scary as hell.
Military takes balls too. like joining the military, man. Like I like that's what we talked about it. Like I almost joined in, and I think the reason that I didn't, not because I was scared to join the military, but because I was scared. Like
sacrifice,
like
man.
If I joined the military, I don't know if that makes any sense. I wasn't scared of the military. I was scared if.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, and just 100% with you, man. Like I think you would be where you are today, but I don't think you would be where you are today at your age.
Yeah,
because when you're in the military, dude, that's all you can do. That you can't even go get a second job, even if you can't pay your bills. You can't go get a second job without approval. Yeah. That you can't do shit. You know?
No, I get it. And like I said, like, I don't have any regrets or like wanting to do that. Like to this, I'm not gonna lie right now. If they had like a whole basic training thing that I could like still come home every day, but like go to basic training, come home, go to bed for 8, I'd do it.
Well, just join the military, dude. Go through basic training.
I don't want to leave my family for 8 weeks.
Yeah, you'd have to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I could come home every day, but to like learn that.
Let's go do like a Tough Mudder or something.
That'd be fucking fun, wouldn't it? That'd be fun. But you know what I mean, though? To learn that, like to learn and feel that aspect, just because I love challenging myself overall. Right, but to me, that's awesome. You went the route, and dude, you're still so young. I mean, don't get me wrong. I call you old as shit all the time. Yeah, but you're still young, man. You're still young, and you're still building. And so you built this ATM empire, and you're sitting here, and you're like, I've got all of these ATMs. How many machines did you have?
I think when we kind of decided to move forward with it, I think we had just shy of 150.
Okay.
Yep.
They had 150 ATMs.
Yep.
And if you're keeping the contracts, they're making you good money.
Yeah.
I know. I've been in it long enough. I know that you got to be making decent money off each contract.
Absolutely.
Because there's no point in that. It costs you money to have an ATM somewhere. So if it's not making you any money, then, well, you're going to move that ATM.
Well, and you know, I did that actually several times. When we first got started in the business, I bet me and my wife moved probably 20 ATMs, 20, maybe 30 ATMs, man. And it's all because like it's a learning curve, man. And I don't regret it, man. Like, you know, you put an ATM in a business and you learn what locations do well, what locations don't, man. So it's like, you know, should you invest your money? Should I go buy a $2,500 ATM to make $50 a month? You know, It just doesn't work. And you learn what locations work, what locations don't, man. You know, and it all also depends on if you're loading them or you have somebody else loading them. You know, if I'm making $200 a month and I'm loading it myself all day, but if I got to pay somebody else on top of profit sharing, it's not worth it. Yeah. You know.
So I got 2 questions in regarding the ATM business. What was your biggest mistake in the ATM business? We'll start with that. What was your biggest mistake in the ATM business?
I would say overpaying for referrals. So
wasn't something you did?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, I would say it was more something I didn't scout the locations like I should, right? So I had several guys that worked for me kind of as referrals, and they would bring me locations, and I would be like, yeah, this is a location. Like I'm going to buy it. I'm going to put an ATM in there. I don't care what type of location it is. Meanwhile, I got my wife over here. It's like, hey, look, you know, that's not going to do good. You know, we don't need to do that. And I would do it anyway.
I totally understand that, because when I was first starting getting the ATM business, I was like, I want to buy every fucking ATM in the fucking world, because you're gung ho, and you're like, fuck it, I want to own every ATM.
I want to get this fucking signed contract. I don't care if it makes me no money. It's just the thrill of it, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I would take, like, for instance, there was this guy that used to work for me kind of on the side, and he was a radio talk show host. I had a lot of faith in this motherfucker, right? Still friends with this guy, still a good dude. But I paid him a lot of money for no reason. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, I would pay him for these contracts, and then I would listen to what he was saying. Like, you know, there's gonna be some good you know, traffic in here. It's gonna be a good location. And I pay him $500, $600, $700, $800 for a contract. And in 3 months, it's made me $200.
Nah, not a good location.
So I would say my biggest mistake would be not properly scouting the locations, you know, before I just moved on them. You know what I mean?
Okay. What was your greatest thing that you did in the ATM business? Like what I almost, I'm not going to say took you to the next level, but like what made you stand out? Because not many people can do what you did. I mean, 150 machines. I mean, it's a lot of fucking machines for good, one person, and not even 2 years in.
Yeah.
100, like, so like, just from your perspective, what allowed you to get there and do that in such a short period of time?
Hands down, networking, man. Every single ATM that I installed, I would take a picture of it and post it. I mean, you've seen a lot of the photos. They're not quality.
So you just put yourself out there.
Yeah,
you made yourself vulnerable.
Yeah, bro. I would put myself out there even if I knew it wasn't going to be that good a location. I had people, 20, 30, 40 people messaging me a day like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you have a course? Like, what can we do to be like you? Like, how are you landing these? Do you have a script? And, my biggest thing is I never had a script, man. I always would call the business, or I would go see them in person, and I would just talk to them, man, like a normal conversation.
Love it.
Wouldn't sound like a salesman, nothing like that.
Love it. So you just try to be different. You put yourself out there, and you try to be different, and you networked, and that's awesome.
I didn't never make the business owner think that I was trying to sell them something. I always tried to bring them a service. Try to come at them like, hey, look, like kind of like friends, man, like we're working together kind of deal,
So I got kind of a big question, and this is like,
here we go,
drop the bomb, but so me and you have been kind of working together for the last few months, and like I want to know why.
That's good,
right? Isn't it?
Yeah, dude,
hold on, let me get a sip before I ask this question.
Take a sip. I feel like I should take another sip before this question comes,
Go for it. You should probably take a sip of that whiskey, though.
If I know you, yeah, I probably should.
But I want to know, now granted, me and you, we got real close. We're good homies. We're good friends. We see eye to eye on, like, a lot of things, and we're like, that relationship is, you can't put a price on that.
For sure.
But you got me, someone that knows nothing about ATMs. All right, I don't know shit. Let's be real here.
Yeah, bro, but you know a lot of shit about a lot of things.
That's true. I know a lot about business, and I always say this. But what made you say, I built a very large ATM business, a portfolio?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am starting to learn there's a difference in business and portfolio.
100%.
I'm starting to learn that in the ATM business. But what made you say, you know what? I built a very large portfolio for myself and my family, but I want to take that, leave it almost, and then step back to work with people and have less, because you're making less of the profits, because when you're working with people, you have to profit share. I mean, that's business rule of thumb.
Absolutely.
You're making less percent of the profits. Like, you obviously built a great business, but what made you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to step back and work with people and make less of a percent. I mean, what made you do that? Like, because a lot of people would be like, damn, this dude owned 150 ATMs. Why the fuck would you stop? Like, that's fucking stupid. You worked for yourself. Like, in all honesty, like, I love it because of who I am and what I know about business and the world, and I understand that. But I'm also I'm a different fucking breed when it comes to thinking.
Oh, yeah, man.
So let's put this in perspective where people can understand this. What made you do that? Because it's not a bad. I know it's not a bad decision because I know what we're working on. I know what we're about to build.
Indeed, it's coming.
But in reality, it's not that smart of a decision. But it is. But you know what I mean. Like, financially, money wise, money coming in each month.
Yeah,
it's not the best decision. But long run, it will be.
Anybody in business knows that you can go further with a team, quality team, than you can by yourself, right? And I got to a point, man, and it was so funny. Like. I met you guys right in a very, very, I wouldn't say
it's weird
spot. It is, man. And it was so funny, man. You were leaving Colorado when I was going to Colorado, right? So, and I don't know, man. I met you guys in a very, important part of my life, man. I got to a point where I ran out of
juice.
Yeah, man. I created a business. I created a job. I didn't create a business, man. And I had some systems in place that were working for me where it kind of minimized that, but I was still working, man. And don't get me wrong, working for yourself is a hell of a lot better than working for the man.
But you were still, you created a job for yourself.
I did, man. And, I got to the point where I was like, okay, I've got to make a change, man. Like, I'm working just as many hours, if not more, than I was, working a career, So I was like, I've got to do something different, man. So I decided to, liquidate a lot of my accounts and kind of move forward with it. I got into the processing side of things. We've talked about that. And, it was right around the time, man. I had my buddy in Mississippi who kind of needed to move forward with some things, man, and I needed to sell some locations, and I ended up bringing them to you, man. And I told my wife when I left, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to work with that dude. And it was so damn funny, man. Like 2 days later, you called me and you were like wanted to buy into my company and shit, So we got to talking about it, man. But I just got to the point where
Why did you say that, though? Just out of curiosity.
I seen the value, man. Like I clicked with you
instantly,
pretty almost immediately, man. All Definitely. Of you guys, man.
But like, why would you want to work with me? I don't know anything about ATMs. Like, and there's a point to this.
I still pick on you fuckers for this. So but the networking, man. The it's not my strong suit, the social media, but it's a very vital piece. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I never realized the power of social media, to be honest with you, until I got deeper into the ATM business, and then I really linked up with you guys, man. And then I've seen the amount of people you can reach. I mean, how many people is just this podcast going to reach? Yeah. Just this one podcast, man. It could change people's lives,
Definitely.
And it's like I realized the power of social media, man. Not just networking, but the marketing yourself on social media, man, and the reaching mass amounts of people, man. And I knew you guys had that, man. You were good at it, man. I didn't know your background then, but I knew you were, on social media. You had a high following, and I just vibed with you, man. And I was like, okay, I was in that point in my life where I wanted to move forward. I wanted to take the business forward, and I couldn't do it by myself. I could do it by myself, but not at the capacity that so. So
we're going to build a timeline for people real quick. So you quit your job because of COVID.
Yep.
Almost a year in, you created another job for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's a huge, I want to bring that point to people. And because it's kind of funny because you left your job because you didn't want to work.
And then I ended up working more.
And then you ended up working more with more stress.
Yeah. Bro, I would lay down at night thinking about, like, and I'm sure you do the same shit, but like I would lay down at night thinking about, like, what can I do to get better? Like, what can I do? I would lay down and I would think about, my wife's laying beside me. At the time it was just my little girl. My son was on the way. And I was like, what can I do to be better for them? And it would literally keep me up at night, And I would just get to thinking, like, what can I do? Like, I'm working. I'm still not home as much as I want to be, What can I do to make this better, man? And
it's a balance you have to find.
It's a balance. And it's about risk, too.
Exactly. I mean? But that's the thing. That's where I want to go with this, is that you quit your job and then you created another job for yourself. That's a hurdle to overcome.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because just because you work for yourself doesn't mean you're free.
No, hell no.
Working for yourself can often bring more stress than working for someone else.
Yes.
And more work.
Well, and you know that your income is based off of
what you do.
What you do.
Mm-hmm. So I love it because you in your entrepreneur career, you went from fuck, this sucks to fucking this is great to back to fucking doing both.
Yep.
And then quitting your job, which is another high. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, fuck, I'm working more than anything I've ever seen before in my life. To then liquidating, and now you're building something different.
Mm-hmm. Whole different direction.
And now all of a sudden, we're about to close probably the biggest deal I think you've ever closed.
Absolutely. Hands
down. And that's just what happens, though. So I love it because it's like a slingshot. You know what I mean?
It is.
You had this fucking great momentum. You put a halt, you put a stop, and boom, you had to pull back. And all of a sudden,
you had to reset.
You had to reset, align with the right things. Boom. Time to let go. And then you know what? And we let go of that thing. Because when it happens, it happens.
Boom.
Fast.
Boom.
It's going to happen at the snap of a finger. You can hear that.
You know,
snap.
This is the biggest thing that I want people, you know, watching and listening to this podcast to take away, man. It's all about, you just got to get out there, man. You got to take a risk. I don't give a damn, you know, like I was doing. If you're still working a full-time job, if you're still grinding, man, just do something.
I love it.
You know, like I was doing when I was in the military. I couldn't do shit else. I drove for Uber. You know, I would have got my ass handed to me if they'd have found out, but I was doing that shit after hours, you know? Just do something, you know, take a risk, man. You know, I don't care if it's, you know, investing $100 a month, if it's, you know, like I was doing, man, just starting a side hustle on the side, do something. You know, that's the biggest thing. If you don't start, you're never going to finish.
I think that's the truth.
You know?
So with that being said, I kind of want to, you know, everyone learned a little bit about what you do and how you're doing it and where you're going and where, like, what you've already built and what you've already accomplished in your life is so rare and so great. And I'm mad respect, man. It's fucking awesome. I love it, dude. That's fucking mad respect. You built a fucking business from the ground up to make you great, great money and to live an amazing lifestyle. And then I want to end on this note. And what this is where do you see yourself heading? Not just by yourself, not just financially, not just emotionally, but with us. Like, you know, let's start with, where do you see the ATM company that we're building now going? Mm-hmm. Where do you see that going?
Up, man. Honestly, I don't see it going anywhere else than up, man. We got a good group of guys here, man. Like you guys, man. You know, it's funny you asked me that, because one of the biggest things I missed when I got out of the military was that camaraderie, that brotherhood, man. And I didn't find that, man, until I met you dudes, man.
Love it.
All of you guys are equally worthless, but I love you dudes.
Oh, you fucking dick.
You know what I mean? So
can't say anything nice without saying anything, you know, as a shit turn. You know what I mean?
You know, so I found that with you guys, man. And we got a good team here, man. Everybody's got their place. Everybody's got their role. Everybody's got their strengths, you know?
And we all pick up the slack when someone else is.
We grind.
You know what I mean? Like shit, when shit goes wrong with something, the other person picks that up.
And you know what I love the most, man? Like everybody in this room knows that we got each other's back, man.
Yeah, all the way through.
And when you're building a bit, but
and don't get me wrong, if shit hits the fan, I'm with Chad Arena riding his back, fucking shooting an assault rifle just off of. I'm just gonna hold on to him and let him run through the people, and I'm just gonna shoot off of his back, like the Groot and the raccoon. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna hang off, and he's gonna be running through the motherfuckers. But
I love it.
But I love it. I love it.
You know, man, I don't see it going anywhere than up. You know, we're working on some big things right now. I'm sure we'll get to that later. You know, we're doing nothing but climbing, man. We've worked our ass off on this. We've got the logistics down pat. Now we're acting, and I don't see it going anywhere but up, man. We got a good team, man. And it's funny you brought in, where do I see myself going? You know, emotionally, man. And to be honest with you, my mental state, my emotional state has improved since I've got here, man, since I've connected with you guys, man. I mean, you know, when I moved to Colorado, they had the quarantine and the shutdown, and, you know, I was building my business during a lot of that, which was fucking tough.
Hard.
Yeah, dude. And, you know, I had colleagues at work, but I wouldn't call them friends, you know. Certainly not somebody I could drink a beer with, you know what I mean?
And get on fucking camera.
Yeah, dude, now I'm on camera drinking beer with your ass, you know? And, you know, the emotional state, man, like I just see it improving, man. And to be honest with you, I see it improving for all of us, man.
Oh, I mean, definitely. I love it, man. I'm so pumped, bro. Like, I remember, like, when you were, like, when we first fucking hung out, you know, you were like, cool, you know, you're down here just for a little while, and we fucking vibed. We had a great time. Dude, I got you drunk on a golf course. God bless. You had fucking fun. We had fun. And then I was like, I hope this motherfucker moves down here.
I told you, bro.
And then he was like, I'm moving down there. And I was like, yeah, I'll see it when I fucking believe it.
And here I am,
and
sitting
this
right across
motherfucker
from you.
moved down here. And I was like, you know, but like, you took that risk.
I did, man.
You took that risk moving down here. And I applaud that, man. Like,
thank you, bro.
You know, I applaud that. That's good shit, man. So you took that risk. So you see our company growing into other companies and growing in this company into something large.
We're already talking about a bunch of different shit, man. That's what I love about this, dude. I know this is going to go so many different directions.
Definitely.
I mean, like I said, we got a good team, man. Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you're going to grow mentally. And then do you think you're going to grow financially? Or does that even matter to you? Like to me, like it does matter, but then again, it doesn't.
You know, we've talked about this kind of on a side note, you know, financially, I mean, it's always good to grow, right?
Yeah,
right?
You have to have some type of progression.
But it's like, you know, ultimately, I want my family to be taken care of. I want my kids to be taken care of. I want their kids to be taken care of. I want my moms, my pops, all of them to be taken care of, man. It's ultimately about giving back for me.
So you're willing to put that burden on your shoulders.
100%.
I
will carry it all day long, man.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do, man. That burden's heavy, but man.
And you know, even on a side note, man, I would like to be able to take care of my friends, man. I mean, that's your extended family, right? I mean, without friends,
shit, a lot of my friends are closer than my blood.
I'm telling you, dude. Like I hang out with you fuckers more than I hang out with my family. You know what I mean? So it's just for me, it's about living comfortable, whatever that means, right? Whatever situation I feel like that I'm going to be in, you know, just being comfortable, making sure my family has, you know, the best that I can provide, whatever that may be. You know, I'm going to give it my all. I promise you that.
I love it. I'm fucking pumped, man. I'm fucking pumped.
Yeah, bro. I'm excited, man.
This ain't going to be the last time you're on this fucking podcast.
Well, let's roll with it.
I call it the potty.
Hey.
The potty.
I'm here for a good time, man.
Not a long time, but a good time.
Shit.
But, you know, I love it, man. And that's where we're heading, man. You know, there's a lot of different things we're going around. Gonna pursue and go forward, and I'm stoked about it.
One benefit that I have, man, is you know, I have a wife that supports me 100%, man. She's a CPA. She's the best person with numbers I've ever met, man. Like she could literally sit down on a napkin.
So she's smart, or we're not.
Dude, yeah.
We're from Mississippi.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't shit coming from there.
You can only get so smart being from Mississippi. You know, let's be honest.
Ain't that the truth?
Different school teaches different shit. You know what I'm saying? But bro, she supports me, man. She's absolutely wonderful. And it's just it's nice having that backing, man. And I mean, she's very good at her job, you know. And she's got an entrepreneur mind too, you know.
Oh, she does. She's always like, "Come on, yo, y'all fucking grind." And I'm like, "Oh shit."
You know, I talked to her about ideas. You know, she was a very, very intricate piece in our ATM business. I mean, it's you know, you have to have a team, man, you know, and at the time, it was just me and her, man, and we were fucking grinding, man. Like, I was out hustling. You know, she's not good with the face-to-face, like the hustling the deals, the talking to the clients, but at the back office stuff, man, like on a computer, she's a fucking genius, man. Like, she handles, yeah, bro, she handled our contracts for us. She got everything signed. And she's going to play a big role in our business ventures, you know? And she's
absolutely.
She's vital, man. I mean, she's just
having
support's key.
It is, man. So I appreciate you, man. I want to give a handshake to everybody that comes on the podcast because it takes a lot. I mean, you got fucking cameras and lights facing you in the face.
I've enjoyed it, man.
I have too, man.
I hope this will be the last, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. We're going to have a lot of other podcasts that
let me have a little drink of my soda here.
Oh, we'll do. How about this? Just let's finish this shot. Shoot it. Shoot it.
You're knocking them back quicker than I am, but if that's what you want to do, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Whew.
Oh shit, that's
spicier than a motherfucker right there.
I love it. Well, I want to give a round of applause.
Well, I've enjoyed it, man.
To Chad Arena.
Thank you for having me, man.
Motherfucker. And I call him Chad Arena because if you knew him, he's wearing a jacket right now, but he's like, I pick things up and I put them down.
This guy's a fucking asshole.
And he's all this big macho man, but he's a fucking teddy bear. Don't let him fucking lie to you.
Indeed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I call him Chad Arena for a reason, man, and that's
I've been called
great.
a lot of things, but never fucking
Chad Arena. But I'm the only motherfucker that can call him that.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
So, But it's been great, man. I appreciate you coming. It, bro. Paradise Studios. We're just missing our banner right here.
You need to get like a I don't know, like a neon or something, right?
Well, we thought neon, and we almost had neon, but we went with a whiskey barrel that's got Paradise Studios engraved in it. This motherfucker makes fun of me because of my nails.
Bro, you know, he's the only motherfucker that I've ever met. You know, God bless. Just this morning, you know, we went to the gym this morning. I was telling my wife, I was like, he is not normally the kind of dude that I would kick it with, but like I feel like you kind of balance me out. You know what I'm saying? We're both from Mississippi. You have a totally different style than me, but you're a lot like me.
Oh yeah.
So like I feel like we balance each other out. You know what I mean? But it's like you have a totally different style than me.
Definitely. I push shit to the boundaries.
I like it though, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Like, dude, I'm from fucking Mississippi and I paint my fingernails.
That's crazy. Let's be honest though. You did that on a fucking whim.
I was fucking drunk
as shit.
I was drunk as shit. But you're the one that has painted sparkly toenails.
Oh, God, you had to bring that shit up. I have a 4-year-old fucking girl, right?
So he can't talk too much shit because
when the
I've got black
speaks, you
matte fingernails and you got sparkly toenails.
Oh, shit, yeah, I do.
But I respect that you have it done.
I've tried to get it off at least 10 times, and it's
permanent.
Yeah, it's not going nowhere.
Yeah, it's permanent. So we'll just let her redo it. You know what I mean? So you can't
probably redo it this evening, I'm sure.
You can't make too much fun of me.
Shit.
But
you're gonna have a little girl soon. You'll see how.
I know. But he tries to make fun of me, but it doesn't work because I try to own that shit.
Yeah, I love this fucking.
Yeah, me too, man. I fucking love it, gangsta. So yes, always remember grind, fucking grow, hustle. And no matter your situation, man, I've that's one thing I've learned from you is that like no matter your situation. So I've never really experienced that job life.
Mm-hmm.
I had one job when I was younger, but like it was bullshit. But like I've never experienced that. Like and in all honesty, like I'm so glad that you came on, and I want to have you on again because I want to talk more about elevating from military to entrepreneurship. Because I get so many messages on Instagram that like I'm in the military, and I don't know where to go from here, and I'm like. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
You should say one thing, dude, and it's two things. You're never gonna be able to go completely. That mindset will never go away. But like I was saying at the beginning of this podcast, take that mindset and aim it. Learn how to aim it outside of what they tell you to do. Right? Aim that in the direction.
So use what they taught you to push you for.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna quote you every time. Every time someone fucking asks me, I'm gonna be like, look. And the reason, the
You're not
big reason,
Chatterino, are you?
I might say Chatterino,
Indeed, no.
But the reason I can't, like, I don't like speaking on things. You know what I mean? Like people ask me all the time, like on different industries. Like I'm good at business, like I'm fucking great at it, but like I don't know everything. But I need like when people ask me like, should I like I get asked on probably a daily basis, should I leave the military and go full-time entrepreneurship? And I'm like,
it's a tough call, dude.
Motherfucker, that is not for me to decide. Yeah. Chill the fuck out. But I love that you have that background because you can relate to people that have that. So I appreciate that.
The biggest thing is, like I said, man, my favorite, and this is going to sound cliche as hell, but my favorite, comic book character is the Hulk, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah,
fucking
bro,
weirdo.
I know. But you got to look at him how
green things.
He fucks up all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
But when they learned how to aim him, right?
He was great.
He's great, man. And that's how you have to take like your military mind
frame. I love it.
And you need to it takes some time, bro, and I'm still working on it to this day.
What would you recommend? Leave it let's hold on. Let's like final note. Let's leave it on this.
Yeah.
If there is there a movie, a podcast, a song, a book, anything along those lines, what would you recommend to anyone doing, but like not necessarily before they leave the military or right after they leave the military, but like in that time zone to take their life to the next level? What would you recommend?
Number one, I would say figure out what it is that you want to do, what you enjoy doing.
But what if that's harder than what if that's hard? Like, what if that's harder than easier? Like, because I still don't know what I want to do.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would say like you need to figure out yourself though. Like, figure out what your risk tolerance is.
Study your mind.
You do, man, and you got to figure out it. Like
it's great.
You need to read, man.
It's fucking great. I love that because I'm a big advocate in believing in yourself and being the best version of yourself.
Because in the military, man. It's your military 24/7. They tell you what to do. They drill it into you. Like, you do this, you do that. which is fine. It's great, man. But you need to really figure out what it is that you, I guess, can and are willing to risk and to do, right? And the next thing I would say would be to read, man. Like
what is something you read?
Yeah, I read. So I come across this book. I was still active duty at the time, and it was referred to me by a business advisor that I actually spoke with while I was active duty, and it's called Boots to Business, right? And it refers to like different ways to obtain financing through your military benefits, right? Boots to Business. It's a little white book. It's got a boot footprint on it. It's a great book, man. It talks about
Boots to Business.
Boots to Business.
You know what? We will probably try and I guess maybe leave something. Can we, Loverboy? Can we leave that in the comment section or whatever?
Yeah.
We'll leave something down there for anyone that's active military.
I'll have it on my bookshelf at home. I'll bring it in. He could take a picture.
Yeah, we'll leave something down there. That's fucking dope.
And then the next thing I would recommend that you check into is learn how to invest your money. Like not properly. Not just start a business, but invest your money. Like Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? One of the best books I've ever read, man. It talks about like how to buy assets instead of liabilities and those types of things. Learn where to put your money,
Definitely.
and figure out what motivates and pushes you. Yeah. And just take a fucking risk, man. Just go for it, man. Like, at the end of the day,
have to.
What do you got to lose?
And I want to make this very, very, very clear. We're speaking about his journey, and if you decide to join the military and retire from the military,
which is great, by the way.
Exactly. That's exactly where I'm going with this. That doesn't mean you failed.
No, hell no.
Like I want to make that very, very clear, because we're talking about your journey, and your journey was you put the military behind you. And a lot of people may refer to that as, oh, well, he's saying that the military is bad to stay in. No, not at all. We're not saying that one bit.
I'm a huge advocate, bro. If you don't, even if you have a direction, but in my instance, I had no direction.
Yeah.
If you have no idea what you want to do and you need to learn some drive, just go do a 4-year enlistment, man. Yeah. Just and you get all of the military benefits. You get the GI Bill, you get the insurance, you get the housing. Just go do 4 years, man. Definitely. Let them teach you that leadership. Let them teach you that drive, and then get out. I forget statistically, what is it that small businesses are owned by veterans, right? I don't remember how much, but it's a good portion. Mm-hmm. And it's simply because of the drive, the leadership
that you learn.
Yeah, man.
I had to make that very clear, because we're talking about his instance, and I don't want you to think that. Here's the biggest thing that I've learned is that money doesn't control where you're at in life.
No, it doesn't.
I've met millionaires that are fucking mentally depressed and can't handle themselves, and I've met people that don't. So what I just wanted to make that very clear is that we're talking about his instance, and in his instance, he left the military behind him.
Yep.
Which was the perfect thing for you
in a sense,
and your family.
I left the physical.
That's what I mean. What I'm trying to say is that I don't want anyone to portray this as, oh, join the military. Exactly.
No.
I don't want anyone to portray that, because if you decide to go into the military and retire in the military, that's fucking awesome. Great for you.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean it's for everyone. And for him, it wasn't. He spent, a third of your life in the military? Yeah. That's fucking epic, and that's awesome, and I love it, and I respect it, and I want everyone to know that. But I didn't join the military at all. I mean, dude, I'm a little weird. I have fucking painted fingernails and fucking shit and all the weird shit. But I respect that shit. And I just want to make sure everyone understands and knows that we're not bashing that.
I'll tell you this.
That doesn't mean you're lesser.
Without the military, hands down, I don't think I would have been where I am today. I was a little party boy, man, when I joined the military, man. I mean, I drink all the time.
You still drink all the time. So you haven't changed that much.
I'm hanging out with you fucking dick. But the thing is, man, is like I don't think I would have had the discipline
that you have now.
I'm not saying I wouldn't have had the motivation, right? Because I've always had motivation. It takes motivation to join the military, but I don't think I would have had the discipline
to act on that motivation.
And to take the...
And some people need that. Like
I did.
Yeah.
I needed all of it.
I personally, I didn't. But that's like not better or worse. I just didn't.
It's just different strokes for different folks, man.
Exactly.
You know?
I just didn't need that. So I love it, man. I respect it, and I want to end there because I feel like this was a great podcast, and I feel like everyone that actually fully listened to this would understand some shit. So
I hope you guys take some value out of this.
Definitely.
You know,
they will. They have to. Yeah. And you know what? If they don't, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Not everybody can do this shit.
Nah.
Let's get real.
Nah, let's do it. So, all right, my dude. All right,
brother. I loved it, man.
Thank you. Let's fucking roll with it. And always remember, please subscribe. It's going to be somewhere on the YouTube. It's going to be somewhere. And this podcast will be able to listen to everywhere that podcasts are available. Follow the links that we have down below. I'm also going to share this guy's Instagram. What is your Instagram?
Gosh, man. So I'm not huge on social media. Everybody
I know
knows
you're not.
me.
I know you're not. But what's your Instagram so people can check out who you are?
Mine is it's Chad Propst 6.7.
Okay, how do you spell that?
ChadPropst 6.7.
Okay, and he might be somewhere. Is that for 6'7" Creedmoor?
It's for, you're going to laugh. It's the engine in my truck.
You fucking... Of course. Fucking Chatterino. Of course, I should have known that.
Check it out.
You
know what really sucks about that is I'm not 100% sure that's what it is. I actually should probably look.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll post it in the comments at the bottom.
Something along those lines. But thank you for subscribing and thank you for liking. And please share. Let's get this out there. Let's let people see and let people grow and let people love and laugh and have fun with us. And so because soon we're going to be going live with this, like as in we're going to be actually live streaming this so you can ask us questions. Sure. So please subscribe, turn on the notification bell, whatever it may be, so you can actually join with us and talk with us and experience this with us. So let's have fun, and thank you for listening to us, Anthony's World at Paradise Studios.
Let's roll.
Thank you.